YouTube Live. How's it going, everybody? Um, Today is Friday, November 16th, 2018. I bit my tongue the other day. So I have this little kind of like a tongue or canker sore, and it hurts like a bitch. Oh man, it's a pain in my ass right now. So I can't talk correctly. I can't enunciate right or pronounce things because this thing is bugging me like hell. So I'm sorry if I sound weird right now, but I want to give you my live stream review of Titans season 1 episode 6. I just finished watching it. This is of course the DC Universe live action Titan series, which, to be honest, I've been enjoying it so far. As you probably already seen from my previous review episodes or recap episodes of this show, there are parts about Titans that are just hilarious because they are maybe unintentionally funny, or maybe they're not well written, or maybe they're cheesy. But still, overall, this is such an enjoyable show. Growing up as a DC fan, this is, oh man, I'm glad that they go this route, and I'm glad that they go full R-rated too. Um, the language, of course, obviously the sex is not graphic. Uh, but anyway, season 1, episode 6. The title is Jason Todd. So last week, oh, by the way, this video contains spoilers, as you all know. All my episodes or recap videos always contain spoilers. So, spoiler alert. Um, at the end of last week's episode, boom, the new Robin, Jason Todd, showed up at the end to help the former Robin, Dick Grayson, who later on or eventually becomes Nightwing. Um, so this episode is dedicated to just, you know, figuring out why Jason Todd is in Detroit helping the former Robin, Dick Grayson. Um, but let's dissect the episode here. I have some notes here, and if you've seen the episode as well, feel free to chime in. Um, so the episode not only trying to figure out why Jason Todd is there, but also we get to see flashbacks to when or the funeral of Dick Grayson's parents, right after that tragic death of theirs. Um, so now we were introduced to this guy whom we're gonna see later on in the episode, who is very kind to Dick Grayson when he's a kid, who tells Dick that you'll have a better chance at life with Bruce Wayne than with me. Just seems like a very cool, chill dude, big man. And so back to the present day. Jason Todd and Robin find shelter at one of the many safe houses, or AKA condos, that Bruce Wayne owns all over, not just America, but probably the world. I'm thinking, man, it must be so convenient to be living so wealthy and so comfortably as Bruce Wayne. I mean, you need a safe house. Boom, contact Bruce Wayne. He'll have a safe house within the next block of neighborhood or so. He'll be like, yeah, go over there. You'll be safe there. Holy crap. Um, but the thing is, the partnering of Dick Grayson and Jason Todd in this episode, that's the appeal of it, because it's not odd couple situation where that's what I thought at first. I thought it would be like Jason Todd, rambling on, or going like, this one time or that one time Batman did this with me and he didn't do that with you. Ha ha ha. I thought it was gonna like go like that, all up in Dick Grayson's face. I mean, to a certain point, he kind of, you can tell Jason maybe unintentionally brings up the stuff or the moments that he shared with Batman that Dick Grayson did not share with Batman. So, but it's not. Luckily, it's not in a way that he was trying to rub it in. So I like that. I like that the fact that the writers did not write this Jason Todd to be excruciatingly annoying. As a matter of fact, he's pretty helpful. We'll get to that. Um, you can tell though. You can tell that Dick Grayson is not happy. Not only with the fact that he got replaced, but in his mind, he's like, "Holy crap! There's this other young kid that Batman takes in and makes a protege out of them. It's like, oh, the cycle never ends. Like, what is up with this Bruce fella, man? He sucks. Because so now we're getting, even though this episode doesn't really reveal what that bad blood is between Dick and Bruce, but we get to see at least um, a side of Dick that when that makes sense in a way where like, oh, no wonder he left Bruce, no wonder he left Batman, no wonder he left that life, or he's trying to leave, but he still wears the costume. This episode gives you that. Um, it doesn't give you the whole big picture or the big reveal, but it gives you like, oh, Dick's got issues. um, and then we see Rachel, and this is my favorite part of this whole episode, the moment where Rachel, Starfire, and Beast Boy meet up with Dick and Jason up on that condo or at the safe house. There's that moment in the middle where it's like, it's designed to be funny. It's supposed to be comical. They're trying to introduce each other, but Dick says, no, you don't have to know each other and stuff like that. It's like, and then Beast Boy's like, oh, how many Robins are out there? Can I be Robin? That whole bit, I must admit, it cracks me up a little bit. So I think it's well played by on the writing part, and also on the actor's part. I think they did really well. Very snappy, very fast with it. Um, it's interesting to see Starfire without her kind of like an overall gown, if you will. Um, but she's still rocking that pleather, man. It looks uncomfortable, but hey, if she's proud in it, go girl, you go girl. Um, and it's funny that Starfire goes from babysitting the family criminals in the motel, the one that the heads exploded. She went from that to babysitting Adamson, that old man that that is now in handcuffs and now in their custody, if you will. Um, so I just find that funny. I was like, oh, so obviously in this episode, Rachel, Beast Boy, and Starfire are put in the back seat, or they're put in the kind of like background a little bit, because this episode is dedicated to just Jason Todd, and Dick. And so Jason brings to Dick this case. Apparently, many of his circus family members. Remember, Dick Grayson was part of this circus. Many of them have been killed. And it's interesting, by way of acid, which, reminds you of Harvey Dent. As a matter of fact, Harvey Dent or Two-Face are mentioned by name in this episode. I mean, it's mentioned by name in this episode. Um, so now Dick and Jason have to go back to rescue or to save the one circus family member that hasn't been killed, and that's the guy that I mentioned to you earlier, the cool, chill, friendly, big black guy who who tells Dick Grayson, hey, you got to go with Bruce because Bruce can provide, I can't. So he's a bouncer now, and this whole part of the episode, um, you know, it's not surprising to me. I was kind of half expecting that Jason would be immature. You can tell that that's their approach. And so the whole thing with Jason about to start a fight in a bar, I'm like, of course, psh, of course. And when the car explodes, that's also predictable. You know, that's a move that you see in a lot of movies. It's called distraction. And so that whole element was a little bit generic in my opinion. And that leads us to the third or final act of the film. Now, before we get to that though, there is another flashback scene. Remember, there's a flashback in the beginning with the burial. There's another flashback in the middle, and that involves Dick Grayson dealing with the man who ordered the killing of his parents. He's a mobster named Anthony Zuko, and apparently Anthony Zuko has a son, a grown son named Nick, and so there's this confrontation because Anthony Zuko is about to be released. Um, but Dick, as Robin, of course, interferes and beats up Anthony Zuko, and really badly too, I gotta say. And he almost gets to the point where he almost kills him. But the Maroney family, the other rival gangster, shows up and they shoots up Anthony Zuko to death. And in that moment, Anthony says, "Save me" or "Help me," but Dick says no, and that's to me that's great, right? That shows exactly what the kind of demon that Dick Grayson is wrestling with, his personal demon, because even though he's this Cape Crusader, he's this a vigilante. He's supposedly this hero in the night helping Batman kick bad guys' ass. At the same time, he's got this anger that's eating him alive, basically. And and that's the moment when, for that one moment, he turns from hero to villain because he says no to the person that he could save. He actually could save him, and he chooses not to. And now we don't know. Maybe that is the reason why Bruce or Batman um, disavows or maybe disconnects with Dick Grayson. Maybe that's the moment where Dick Grayson, it's like, holy crap, what am I doing? I keep kicking bad guys' ass, but giving them to the cops, but then the cops keep releasing them. It's a never ending cycle of this bullshit. Maybe I should just leave and get out of here already. And just with this one Anthony Zuko, I'll make my statement with that one person. Um, in either case, I think that was a very very well written drama that adds to the complexity of this already complicated character, Dick Grayson. Um, so yeah, back to the present day. Turns out it's now the grown son Nick Zuko, um, and he has a bone to pick with Dick Grayson. Um, he still thinks that Dick Grayson is Robin. Like, he doesn't know that Dick Grayson already left Gotham, left that life. He doesn't know that there's this new Robin called Jason Todd. So the story of Nick Zuko is very very heartbreaking as well. He shares that after Dick Grayson leaves his dad to be killed by the Maronies, they also go after uh, his sister, his fiance, man, and the way they hurt them is, or they'll kill them, is by way of acid. I kind of feel for the guy, man. It's just like, oh, dude, see, vengeance begets vengeance, man. When you kill a father, the son will try to kill you, and then your son will try to kill him. It never ends. Um, and that's what this episode is trying to imply. Um, Long story short, of course, boom, 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 boom. After fight scene, Jason also shows up to help, and of course they take down Anthony Zuko. And there's this moment at the end where Jason beats up the cops that are coming into the building, and Jason beats them up badly, like in a way that I think he almost kills him if he doesn't hold back one tiny bit, because I think he breaks that one guy's back. I was like, holy shit, man. Um, so not only Dick Grayson has issues, but Jason's got issues of his own too. His issue is like he has this villainy tendency, like he enjoys the idea of beating people up, whether it be bad guys or cops, because in Jason's mind, um, bad guys are bad guys, and cops are either corrupt or dirty, you know. Um, so yeah, man, he applies the same justice to both of them, and that's dangerous. I don't think Batman would approve. um, so obviously, Jason has his demon, and Dick Grayson has his demon, and that's just it's a fascinating facet of the story that even though overall this episode 6 is in a way a detour, not necessarily a filler, but a detour, kind of like, okay, Rachel and Starfire and Beast Boys, you're here. You wait till Dick Grayson deals with his past, and then Dick Grayson returns, and then it'll become about Rachel again. And I'm sure there will be subsequent episodes down the line that are going to go back to dealing with um, Beast Boy, or going back to dealing with Starfire. Because remember, Starfire has that dude, where's my car, hangover, mystery going on, right? Who am I kind of shit, right? So I'm sure that there will be episodes dedicated to that as well. But right now, it's like, you guys stay here. Dick will be dealing with his demon first. Um, in conclusion, though, um, this is an interesting version of Jason Todd as well. I think he's very well played, and he's very well played by the actor named, I want to get this right, Curran Walters. I think he does a fantastic job in this episode. You got to check him out. He's a little bratty a little bit, but like I said earlier, he's also helpful. He's not too annoying, but he does get on Dick's nerve. Um, in the comic books, of course, if you recall, Jason Todd was killed off by the Joker, and then he gets resurrected back as another incarnation as the Red Hood. Um, I don't think that's the direction that DC Universe Titans is going with or going for. I think Jason Todd in this one is just recurring role. Um, so either he's gonna go back to Gotham, or it's gonna be a while till we see him again. But for what he is, it's an interesting iteration. I think it's an interesting, fascinating character that we have in this episode, uh, and clashing that or comparing that against Dick Grayson's Robin. Robin versus Robin. Um, yeah, overall, I love this episode. Another episode that I also enjoyed. Oh man, this is a show that just like gets not necessarily better and better. I want to say more intriguing and more intriguing with each passing episode. I'm like, I want to see more and more of it. Just because I'm curious how the writers will take how the writers will play this plot out till the end. So it's gonna be interesting. So stay with me. Stay tuned every Friday for my live stream review of the new Titans episodes. And if you've seen the season 1 episode 6 titled Jason Todd, please let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. As always, subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. Ow. Ah. Sorry, my sore is kicking again. And as always, if you can help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. I hope this heals up by tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, let's rock this.